I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare, and today we are going to be making quiche. Now, I did a video a while back now about quiche, and put a link up here in case you're interested. Now, in past videos, you've seen me use leftovers in different kinds of egg dishes and quiche dishes and stuff like that. You've seen me use, you know, targeted things for a quiche. But in this one, this is basically just making a quiche from stuff that we like to eat and putting it all together. So the ingredients I'm going to be using are, we have our quail eggs over here, and those are homegrown. And we have some homegrown garlic here. We have store-bought and forgotten about jalapenos. These are fine to use. I know they're all wrinkly. These are fine to use as long as they're not moldy inside. So I'll be slitting them this way first to make sure, and then chop them up and put them in. And then for seasonings, I'm going to go simple. Black pepper. I'm going to put some ginger in there, which might be a little foreign to people, but I love ginger and everything. And whenever I add black pepper, I put turmeric in. Both of these worked well together to get the most out of both of them. And then I'll put a little bit of Himalayan salt in there. And then I'm also using this this cheese. This is it's an aged white cheddar is what it is. It's really good. So this is 24 eggs. And the pie crust, I'll put a link up here for that recipe. And you'll see how I do that. But pie crust is also what you need. You don't need a pie crust if you're not doing flour. Do this same recipe without pie crust. You might have to adjust your temperatures a little bit. Or your timing, actually. Temperature should be fine. And first up, I'm going to mix this up. I like to use a fork. Other people use a whisk. You can use a beater. Whatever you want. So it's 24 quail eggs, or I believe it's 6 chicken eggs is what this would be. Whipping cream, I usually use milk, but I happen to have some whipping cream which has settled, so that's okay. Generally 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup of that. I might have just made more, but that's okay. Alright, so that's our base. Gonna add some black pepper. Alright, I'm gonna use black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. The thing about quiches is you can season this with whatever you want. You can put whatever you want in it. Something I'm not doing this morning that I could is I could add meat to this. Generally in this case you want it to be already cooked. So like I have some canned rabbit, some canned quail, some canned chicken or turkey, canned beef. You can do it not canned too. That's just what I have already cooked. And I don't think I'm going to add it. Don't need meat in everything. And there's your tip for making sure the pepper is not on the shelf when you pick it up, is you just tap it after you're done. A little bit of turmeric. This will also make it more yellow if that matters to you. It's good for you health-wise. It tastes good, and it helps. Black pepper and turmeric help each other out. Here's the ginger. Doesn't need a whole lot of ginger. You can overpower an egg dish with ginger. And I'm just adding just a little bit of salt. If you like a lot of salt, go ahead, add more. If you don't like salt, it doesn't even need salt. You can put your leftovers in here. If you have, I've made this with spaghetti in it. As ridiculous as that sounds, I have done that. I've made it with all sorts of leftovers in here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing you can do. Alright, I'm going to set this to the side now and put in our solids. I find that's the best way. You can do it either way. It works both ways. You could also add greens and chard and all that too. I just kind of forgot. We can do that on the next one. So I'm just going to use some scissors here and cut this thing open. And again, and this is just because it's this old one. Make sure it's not moldy on the inside. And it isn't. It's fine. So you can also cut your peppers this way. I'm going to quarter them. And there you go. Nice little trick to not get your hands all spiced up. When you're just handling the stem. Not that jalapenos are all that spicy. Now I use seeds and all because I like spicy. If you like the flavor but not really the spice, I'd avoid the seeds. I think I'm only going to do 2 of these. Yeah, I think 2 is going to be enough. Scissors are your friend in the kitchen. I'm just going to spread this out on the bottom, make sure all the bites get it. And I think 2 is going to be enough. You could use bell pepper in this if you wanted, but I don't get along with bell pepper, so I don't do that. My goodness, guys, these artichoke hearts. This jar is put on quite well. I'm gonna see if this little gadget will get it open. I use this for my mason lids. I don't know if it'll work for this or not. I can't even get under it. There we go. Okay. I heard the pressure. Man. Guys, I promise I'm good at opening jars. There we go. Okay, I just stuck a knife up there and opened it. It's a trick for you. Ta-da! This one did almost get it. It's a little too thick. Artichoke hearts are so yummy. Alright, I always drain, you can't see this. I always drain the artichoke a little bit and then put it over here and I just cut it up. You can leave them whole, but then you kind of have to cut them up with a fork when you eat it. So I want to show you here what I'm doing. I'm just kind of draining it a little bit. The cool thing about quiches is that, except for eggs, you can have as many different ingredients as you want. And it can go seasonally, it can go with whatever's in your pantry. Olives would be nice in this. And you can do whatever you want with it. Alright, there's our artichoke hearts. So Next up, I am going to pour the egg over, and then I'm going to put the cheese on top. Oh, I almost forgot the garlic. So I forgot I was going to show you guys this. This is just a clove of garlic. I actually shoved several of them inside this thing, but if you don't have one of these little silicone things, they're super good. You just put the clove of garlic in and go like this. And it actually peels it off for you. That one was not a very good example. I think because this clove is so flat. Usually it peels it pretty good. But much easier, and it's a time saver, and I'll try and find a link for this. Now, I know some of these are starting to grow. That's fine with me. People say it adds a little bit of bitter flavor. I don't really see it as bitter, but it is a little different, but it's still okay. It's still good. Garlic's always good. And you can eat the tops of garlics too. I mean, it tastes garlicky. Alright, that's good enough for me. Into the quiche it goes. That's why I like to use a wide knife. I can just pile everything on there. You don't have to use this much garlic. You don't have to use any garlic. We like garlic. And our temperature is, oh, it's at 450. I did not mean to go all the way to 450. I meant to go 375. Whoops. Okay. It's okay. 375 is what I'm setting this for. All right, let's pour in the eggs. Now I always whip this up again just to make sure all the seasonings are not on the bottom. And pour it over. Now, like I said, this pie plate is a little bit higher than I wanted, so we might have a little extra crust, but it'll be okay. Alright, so usually I do this for half an hour. I'm going to do this at 375 for half an hour. Last ingredient on is cheese. This is nice, crumbly, yummy cheese. You can do it shredded, you can do it in slices. It doesn't really matter. Alright, there we go. Into the oven. Alright, that is half an hour. Ooh, yum. Smells wonderful. Looks wonderful. Look at that. Yummy. So this will fall a little bit. Don't be surprised if that happens. Now, if you eat a quarter of this, 24 quail eggs, about 6 chicken eggs. It's 2 eggs basically. 2 chicken eggs is what you would be eating in a quarter of this. So it sounds like a lot, but if you would have 2 eggs for breakfast, that's not too big for you. It smells so good. Been a while since I made quiche. Yummy, yummy quiche. Quiche. Yummy, yummy. I don't think you know what I put in, did you?
Some of the ingredients.
So good.
Good.
Good?
You can see artichokes, peppers, and I saw you putting garlic. I don't know what else. Cheese on top.
That's pretty much it. Some seasonings.
Yeah, we didn't say seasons. It's good.
So, make your quiche and eat it too. Thank you for watching, and Share this with someone who has some eggs to use, who might have some leftover pie crust, and it's a good time to be eating quiche. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.